Ideals. We are taught that ideals are not morals. Morals are outwardly given to us by a parent, a church, a temple, an organization, right? Morals come from the outside. What Cayce taught us is that, yes, there's plenty of examples of people with great morals or great traits, but ideals come from within. And how do we know what ideals we have? Look at who you respect. Now, it could be Superman. It does not have to be a person who's alive. It doesn't even have to be a real person. If you, from a little kid, loved Batman because you felt Batman was always there for people when they, when they needed it, then always being there for people when they need it is one of your ideals. You would not resonate with that characteristic if it wasn't an ideal. So if you say, I really respect, like my mom. My mom has been Woman of the Year of every organization in her county, and probably ones in other lifetimes. That's just who she is. She is Miss Community Service until she hit her late 80s, and then she didn't want to do anything for anybody. But until then, she's Miss Community Service. I respect that about her. It's one of the reasons why I'm volunteering to do speaking. I do a lot of my classes are volunteer, not all of them, because the electric company doesn't take cookies, but a lot of it's volunteer. And one of my ideals is community service, giving back. I got it from my mother. Now, I will tell you, my mother is not perfect in any way, shape, or form. She was the most unnurturing mom you could have. You had to go to Dad for that kind of stuff. So when we look at ideals, we recognize that we have ideals. We have northern stars. We have navigational points. We have parts, we have energy that we want to emulate, but we do not in any way think we're going to achieve it. So what does this have to do with cookies? Well, let me tell you. A famous saying of Cayce's is, spirit is the life, mind is the builder, physical is the result. And you look and you say, oh yes, Cindy, that's so wise. What does it mean, right? Remember we talked about spirit is the potentiality of creation. That's that potentiality of that waking up in the morning and you could have anything, any kind of day. That's the love vibration we're made up of, right? Spirit is also like cookie dough. You lay it out, and you can have any shaped cookie you want. Maybe you're feeling kind of feisty and you want palm trees. Maybe you're feeling kind of Fido and you want little dog bone cookies, right? Maybe you're like me and you want gingerbread men. Well, mind, your headspace is the cookie cutter, right? Is my day going to be crummy because I decided I didn't get enough sleep because I had no covers? Or am I going to go into gratitude and my mind is going to shape the potentiality of my day by my ideal of gratitude? So back to the cookies. So mind is the cookie cutter. I cut my shapes out. Have you ever made gingerbread men? They never, ever look like the cookie cutter, right? You get the spatula in there, one of the legs gets bent, you leave it in the oven too long, it's a little crispy, right? We will not reach our ideal. It's what we strive for. Mind is kindness. I'm working on kindness. It's the ideal I strive for, but I don't expect to be kind all the time. Because physical is the result. Life happens. Sometimes you end up in the oven a little too long, right? You get crispy. So our ideals are something that we use to determine what energy we want to emulate. And we choose our ideals usually unconsciously through people we respect or traits we respect of people that we know, or like I said, it can be Superman. Cayce, his idol was Jesus. So he would do the what would Jesus do kind of thing. And he looked at the traits that Jesus had, and he came up with a bunch of them. Kindness was one of them. And he called those the fruits of the Spirit. The fruits of the Spirit. The interesting thing, and this is just one of the reasons I love Cayce, it's so clear he had the ability to connect to the collective unconscious, the Akashic records, whatever you want to call that. Because when you look at mystics throughout the ages, and they say, what are you supposed to be bringing into your life? They are the fruits of the Spirit. And the other traits, the other ideals.